Hey there! Today I want to talk to you about why I'm doing this, and by this, I mean YouTube. So I've done about 20 videos so far, and I never really did an intro video about myself or why I'm farming or what I'm doing here. So that's what this video is about today. I just want to share with you a little bit about my story and you know, why I'm doing YouTube and what I can offer for you guys and all that sort of thing. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have previous professional careers in teaching and professional brewing. I've now been farming, this is my second season, so last season was my first season. Really didn't mean to get into farming, you know, really deliberately, but it sort of happened. We, you know, my wife and I are both from Boston in a very urban area, and when we moved to Raleigh, I really wanted a lot of land, so we bought this property here. We're on a 2-acre suburban lot, and we started wanting to live a little bit more of a sustainable life. You know, driving a Prius and being really good at recycling doesn't really cut it after a while. You just feel like you want to do a little bit more than that. Just a few details about the farm and the property here. We're on a 2-acre sort of suburban lot, and this back area here altogether is probably just under an acre. It's kind of a weird shape and it's hard to describe. Our beds altogether are about 1/8 of an acre. We have just under 30 50-foot beds, roughly. And we probably have out here, it's probably equivalent of about 1/2 an acre that we're developing into pasture for our chickens. We have just under 50 laying hens right now. We currently are selling, we're delivering boxes of our vegetables to families year-round, and we're also just started recently selling to some chefs. So we are a small commercial farm. I don't consider myself to have a homestead. We are growing for profit. In terms of the crops that we grow a lot of quick growing crops with high turnovers that are, you know, we can sell for a good price, mainly focusing on lettuce and salad greens, baby greens, and we do some microgreens too. We're doing some seasonal crops this year, patty pan squash, cucumbers, tomatoes, that kind of thing, but mainly quick growing crops and a lot of salad greens. So we started with chickens, right? Doesn't everyone start with chickens? So of course we started with all the goofiest chickens possible, and it was a lot of fun. The kids were really into it, and eventually, you know, we're buying and selling chickens, and they got sick. They got MG, which maybe some of you guys know about, but really the only way to get rid of it is to get rid of the chickens and start over. So we did that. We gave them away, full disclosure, we told them what was going on. And after that, I wanted chickens again, but I wanted to approach it in a different way. So I did tons of research online, like we all do, and discovered permaculture, went down that rabbit hole online and watching a million videos and got really inspired by it. So you know, we started doing the rotational grazing with chickens, and we went down that path. And you know, that was like, oh, we're gonna grow some vegetables. And of course, you know, I see the best vegetable farmers in the world are the market gardeners, in my opinion, and the no-till system and all that kind of stuff just spoke really strong with me. So I set up a few beds that way, started growing food, and our friends were like, hey, we'll buy food from you, and it just sort of went from there. So there's as I said, it was friends and friends of friends, and we started delivering weekly boxes, and then I started adding more beds and growing more vegetables and selling eggs, and it just came out of that. So it sort of happened naturally. So we started a farm. My name is Josh Sattin. So we have Sattin Hill Farm because the farm's on a hill. So that's really where the name comes from, really not complicated. And from there, you know, we started doing social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram. I'm really active on Instagram, and you know, in the last, you know, few months, even before I started YouTube, I was getting a lot of questions online, and I'm starting to think, oh, I could make some videos and explain all this stuff a lot faster than me answering a million questions. So that's sort of my motivation behind doing YouTube. And so far it's been great. I can't believe the response from people, guys. I mean, it's just been awesome. Like, I can't believe people are so interested in what I'm doing here. Now, one thing I want to point out is that, you know, I didn't come up with all this stuff. I'm like you, I watch YouTube and I learn from all the other best farmers and gardeners and stuff out there, and then I make it my own. I do what makes sense for me and put it together in my context, and you know, try to make it work. That's sort of what we all are doing out here. So, you know, I don't claim to be doing anything revolutionary here, but I just want to share you all the things that I've, you know, that I've learned and made my own and that sort of thing. So, you know, this is what works for me, and I never want to say that I know better than anyone else, and I always like to hear other people's ideas. So, you know, everything that I share here on YouTube, I just want to make sure that you guys realize this is not the right way to do it. There are a million ways to do things. So, you know, maybe you don't like the way I do stuff. That's cool too. Let me know, and you know, we'll chat about it. But I think in general, we all got to just share as much as possible with each other. So the sharing thing is really important for me, and I feel like we all have a lot of knowledge and we can all share with each other. And I really encourage a lot of you guys to, I'm just gonna pick tomatoes while I'm talking to you. Encourage you guys to watch a lot of things and take everyone's advice and, you know, take little bits and pieces from everybody and put it together in your own. That's what I do. That's the only way it sort of makes sense for me. So, you know, I'm gonna share all the stuff I can think of with you guys and answer questions, interact as much as possible. And, you know, if you're a small commercial grower, you're a homesteader, you're a gardener, you want to start a small commercial farm, I think I'm going to speak to all of you guys on this channel. And yeah, and I'm just, you know, a lot of these methods are pretty simple. You don't need a lot of tools for a lot of them. And so it's, you know, very applicable to all different scales. And, you know, I do want to talk about the business side of it too, because if we're really going to be true about sustainable agriculture, we need to have sustainable farms. I don't really want to get hung up on terms, because there's a lot of terms out there, things regenerative or things sustainable, things organic. Is this no-till? Is this not no-till? Meh. Just, we got to think more sustainably all around. And what I mean by that is doing things that help ourselves, our families, our communities, and the planet. And one thing we have to do as growers is help educate consumers. There's a lot of confusion out there with all these terms that are out there, and most people don't know a farmer or know how the food's made or what organic even means. So most people think it means something that it really isn't. So, you know, don't get tied up on all that stuff. And I just really want to focus on, you know, as I said, being sustainable as a grower. And that could be growing really good food for just your family, or maybe trying to sell some and be making a profit out of it. And so these small farms like mine, you know, we got to figure out how to make these work and get more people involved, because that's how we're going to get better food out to people and, you know, sort of change the system here. So hope you guys like this kind of stuff, and there'll be lots more to come. So please subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and also, you know, let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll do my best to share with you. I'm going to keep picking tomatoes here. These look amazing.